I've got a few plants that I'm trying to bring on, keeping them in this greenhouse for as long as I can before I move them outside. So ideally I want them to be nice big established plants before they go outside, because it's going to get quite harsh over the next few weeks. But they're not going to grow much more in these cells, and they've already got roots at the bottom. So I need to move them into something bigger so I can keep them here longer. And I'm going to use one of these, an old plant pot tray. You can just move them on into larger pots single, but I'm trying to keep everything together as much as possible. So I can just take the old tray out in one go when I come to plant out, and hopefully by then I've really big established plants. So I'm just going to fill this up with compost. Then I'm just going to firm everything down and top it back off. So now I can just get some of these plants and pop them in. And as always, we're burying them deep. In this case, we've got all that stem. And you get that in autumn because there's not as much light, and then plants start to stretch a bit. So what we'll do is we're going to bury it right down to there. We don't care about this bottom leaf, so I'm just going to take that away. And then we're going to get a nice little stocky plant. And I'm also going to loosen these roots up a little bit at the bottom. That's going to help them grow quicker. And then we'll get this in. We're going to force it right down. I tend to find that if you put these plants outside when they're really small, they get devastated by slugs and snails quite quick if you're not careful, especially when it's damp part at you like this. So the whole idea of doing this is to make it a more established, stronger plant. And that looks a lot better than it did in that pack. These are cauliflowers, by the way, and they're called all year round. So same as before, burying it right to there, if you can see that, but removing the bottom of this at the same time. That helps us plant it deeper and loosens those roots up at the same time. We're going in again right to the bottom and then forcing that plant right in like that. So we've got 4 really good stable cauliflowers in there, and I've also got some good sized red cabbages as well. So we're going to do exactly the same with these. Take those bottom leaves away and some of that compost, and we'll get these buried as well, deep as we can. So that's all those done, and we've got some really good stable plants in there now. And as I said earlier, the whole point of that is that now they've got an extended life inside this greenhouse where they're protected away from slugs and pigeons as well. We've got quite a big area to fill out with roots. So these plants are probably 4 times this size before we even have to move them out. So we can just pop this on bench now, give it a bit of water and wait for them to grow on a bit. We've even potted one in a big pot like this. That's another cauliflower. So we're going to grow this on as big as we can, and then I'm going to move it into another container, maybe a 10 litre, and just leave it in that, just to see what size cauliflower we can get from a quite small container. And that's those broccoli seeds that we sowed just a couple of days ago, and everyone's germinated because we put a couple in each cell just to edge as bets, and it's worked out fine because in a couple there is only one that's come up, and we've put 2 to 3 seeds in each cell. So that is a way to guarantee you get the amount of plants that you want without having to wait too long, because time's against us at this time of year. And that spinach has come up as well. So we're well on way to getting some really good established plants. And whether we leave them in this greenhouse or move them outside, we know that we've given them the best start that they could have in autumn. If you want to see what else we do over the next few weeks, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell. We'll see you at next upload. You all take care.